How you doing, Ol? BarCast. BarCast. BarCast.
Welcome everybody, it is the BarCast with your host, myself, the sexy Mark, and my co-host, Chris, the lovely singer. Now, obviously this is episode 11, and I have been woken up for this one because my sleep pattern has been terrible.
Yeah,
Because
I called him to wake him up.
Yeah,
That might be a bit-
bear in mind I set alarms, I set everything, and I thought, right, I'll definitely be up for this one. No, turned out I've got a ring and think, that's my alarm, it's fine. No, find out it's actually my co-host.
Yeah, no, but over the past few days, you were like, oh, I've overslept. Oh, I've overslept. Oh, I've overslept. I'm just like, he's going to oversleep today. And I thought, I'd give him the benefit of the doubt, and it got
Oh, good.
half an hour past our start time for recording, and I was just like, I'm gonna call him because he's not here. He's not on Discord. He's not like forgotten me, and he's not playing Minecraft because we've been doing a lot of that lately.
Oh, yeah.
No. He was in Slumberland.
Indeed. Oh,
So,
I was away.
But so I called him, and I was just like, "Wakey, wakey, vegetables and sadness."
The one disadvantage of not having a sleep schedule is it does sometimes mess you up, and it's messed me up this week because there's so many things that I had to be awake for during the day, and I've just thought, right, I need a nap because I need the energy, and I just thought it's like in SpongeBob, 10 hours later, but not literally 10 hours, just
No, you've been going for like an hour nap, and you've been waking up like 4 hours later.
Yeah, and it's annoyed me because then it's like I don't want to then sleep afterwards. It's like I have to stay up so the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I believe the trick is you force yourself to fall asleep even though you don't want to.
Yeah, but unfortunately, yeah. The thing that I've done differently is that I slept on the ship before getting off all nights. And I wonder if that's tricked my body into just override.
Yeah, probably is because you normally go straight through, don't you?
Yeah, I don't.
You normally have like a crash on a Wednesday, which is really funny when it's like you join the stream that evening and you just.
Oh, good. Oh, speaking of which, we kind of felt like that on the latest stream.
God, yeah, jeez, like we were having a pretty good stream actually.
Yeah.
We were playing Valheim because we always do. The Sunday before Mark goes off is Valheim Day, and we were making progress, and we finally got a longboat. So we were just like, yeah, we can go exploring. So we get in the boat and we sail off into the sea, and it's not too long a journey, but we explore and we find a new biome, the plains, fabulous. And then Mark's just like, I'm just going to check if it's safe. It was not safe. He died in like one sweet hit.
If you can imagine, if you've ever seen or ever heard of One Punch Man, this little
One
goblin came up
punch!
and I exploded. There wasn't a body left to see.
Serious. I didn't see Mark die. All I saw was the explosion and just like, and I saw his like grave pop up, and I went, I'm just gonna sail away, go pick up. So I go back, I pick up Mark up so he can go retrieve his gear. We get back, he gets his gear back, and then a mosquito kills him in one more hit. The thing that killed him originally destroys the boat, and then I die. So we've lost everything. Because we took all the good stuff with us. We lost everything.
And we got I don't know if we got any spare cores.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And they destroyed the workbench, so now we normally play. I try and let us play together all the time. And so the next stream is literally going to be Mark and I. Well, the next stream that we play Valheim together is literally going to be Mark and I just trying to get our stuff back and not
Mm.
die as we do it. Thing is, though, we're going to have a basic bitch boat. We won't go with a raft. That's a bit.
Oh, mate, the raft will kill us.
The raft will kill us because we'll probably, knowing our luck, we'll find a sea serpent on the way.
At least with the boat, we stand a chance of actually sailing away with a
If
little
the
loss.
wind's behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm
Or
wondering
if we
if we
could,
got
like,
two.
distract it with one of us going, yippee!
That's what I'm thinking of getting two.
What, 2 boats?
Yeah. And then worst case scenario.
Yeah, we should have enough bronze for that, but I digress. That's but we'll have a think about that over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we've got I've got a couple of stories for you actually.
Ooh.
So one's about me and
Mhm.
one's about a friend who has cleared that this story is okay to tell. It's
That's
not
good.
a personal story, but
Mhm.
I feel like people can relate. And I don't normally tell stories about this person much because they don't get too involved.
Mhm.
But this, I'm going to start with it. So, Mark, you know one of my closest friends, Talia.
Mhm.
On Friday, she just got paid.
Oh, nice.
Her boyfriend was coming for the weekend.
Mhm.
It's been quite a long month. It's been quite a rough month for various people, and so she thought, you know what, I'm gonna treat us to a bottle of wine. And normally she's not like she doesn't buy like the £2, £3 cheap stuff. She
Mm.
goes for like a £5 or a £6 bottle normally, which is
Yeah, yeah.
reasonable in local supermarkets. No, she went for a £10 bottle.
Nice.
She splashed out basically.
Mm.
For our age, a £10 bottle of wine is splashing out, and on our wages as well.
Pretty much.
So she goes to the local supermarket. She does her grocery shopping. She gets the nice, slightly more expensive bottle of wine. She is walking home and she's like, right, I need to put these down so I can get my keys out ready and swap hands because this bag's a bit heavier than I thought.
Oh no.
And I know her. She's not, when she knows she's got something which can break, she knows she's a bit clumsier, but she tries to be as careful as possible, and she puts down her bags, and the wine just goes
No.
loads.
Damn.
She calls me like the minute after, just like my bottle of wine just broke. Just and she
No.
told me the story. I was just like, I actually feel that pain. Like the one
Oh,
time you go and treat yourself,
and yeah.
and you do everything pretty much right. You place it down, and it just smashed.
Oh no.
Yeah, not a happy bunny.
No, because that's the worst thing. Because that's happened before. I've bought something and it's broken. I thought, why?
Yeah,
Oh
I'm just
no.
like, oh, the pain. Like I can feel the pain. Like, like. So if you can feel that pain, comment "rip" in the section. Just like rip wine or something. Just the
Damn.
pain.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. And the thing is, as well, when it comes to wine, as well, it's weird because they're usually like quite sturdy glasses. So
Yeah, and this was one of the ones, it had a good dimple in the bottom, so it wasn't
mm,
exactly like a flat bottom. It was a dimple,
ah,
so it would have, taken the shock pretty well.
I reckon probably then during the transaction, not the transportation of it,
Too much
when it,
pressure in the bottle, so all it needed was a slight knock.
yeah, unfortunately,
It does
that's the thing
occasionally
with those.
happen.
Yeah, you might get a case of a shipment or something, and like 5 of them might go.
Yeah, I don't know what she did from then with the wine, but the,
She must have rolled a bad roll of the dice of life.
yeah. And then the second story is it's a bit more longer. Bit more longer? Terrible English. It's a bit longer.
Hmm.
So 10 days ago, no, not even that, a couple of weeks ago, a period of time ago, the
A
weekend
long
before we
time ago.
recorded this,
Mm.
um, I did a Scout Fun Day. We finally, the one that was cancelled back in
Mm.
May, finally
Yeah.
did it. All's well. On Tuesday, I receive a phone call. One of the kids has tested positive.
Oh no.
So I'm like, oh great. So until I know if I'm clear, I need to isolate
Mm.
because I wasn't exactly like direct contact. I was wearing like a face mask and all that, doing everything safely, but I still need to, you know. So I find out at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I pack up all my things. I didn't have any self tests at home because I used the last one on Monday and I was clear then. But
Mm.
obviously, COVID takes a couple of days to manifest.
Yes.
So I go. So I go home. I book. I order more home tests, and I
Mm-hmm.
book a proper test at the drive-through testing site in Manston. And so for Wednesday morning. So this isn't actually the most important part of the story. It's not the funny bit, but it's kind of build up. Uh,
Mm.
you need the context. So this happens. I do my test Wednesday. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I finally get my results Thursday. Uh, and I don't go into work Friday because work is still clarifying whether I can come back. And it's only a
Yeah.
half day, so it's not really worth it for the half
Mm.
day. And Monday, today, of recording, I'm allowed back at the office, which is great.
Yeah. All right, nice.
This is where the important thing comes in. Tuesday morning, I go to work, my petrol light comes on, which is fine. That means I've got 15 miles left in the tank,
Mm.
and my plan was to fuel up on my way home,
Mm-hmm.
which is, because just to make sure I'm not late for work because of a hold up at the petrol station. It's pretty
Yeah.
standard routine.
Yeah.
I was expecting to be positive for COVID, so I couldn't go to a petrol station and fuel up. So I drive home with my petrol light on, which is fine. As I said, 50 miles in the tank left me with about 35. Then my clock's being a bit weird. It actually gave me more miles, which is fine. I must have been driving well.
Mm.
Then I have to drive to Manston.
Oh.
So, still not allowed to go to a petrol station.
Mm.
It's because I'm isolating. So I go to Manston and back with my petrol light on.
Mm.
All's fine. I even take a longer way back because I noticed on my way in there was a big
Yeah.
traffic queue. I was
Mm.
literally only at the testing centre for like 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe a bit longer. Did the test, left. All's fine. Great, smooth transaction of it all. I forget by Saturday how low my fuel is because I haven't been in my car since Wednesday. So this
Ah.
morning I get in my car. I have 18 miles left on the clock. My office is 16.8 miles away.
Damn.
And I have 4% of my tank of fuel. So, safe to say, I filled up before work this morning.
Mm.
But I nearly didn't make it. And I didn't do the smart thing of going into deal to the closest petrol station and fuel up. Because I'm like, no, fuel's expensive here.
Mm.
I'm going to go to my usual petrol station, which is nearly at work. It's at the shopping centre, Westwood
Mm.
Cross. Because Sainsbury's and Tesco's are the cheapest two fuels. Because,
Oh no.
money. Oh my. I I got past Pfizer's. I'm like, I have 10 miles left on the clock.
Damn.
I got to the petrol station with 1% of my tank left. 4 miles.
God, you had the luck of someone watching you
And I
that
was just
day.
like, please, please, please just make it. Like, I will push you down the road if I have to.
So I've got a cat that's coming over towards me. I can't deal with the cat at the moment.
Oh, bless. But, yeah, yeah, so we have I nearly didn't make it to Thanet this morning. Because I was just like, because I couldn't exactly ask someone to do it for me because that would mean me giving them my key, which obviously I've been touching and using for the past 3 years.
We'll rub some alcohol in it.
Yeah, rub some out. But, that's not the point.
Mm.
Even then, there's a slight risk. They may
Yeah.
have, like, wiped the key clean, but what if they forgot to wipe their hands clean after wiping the key clean?
Mm.
I couldn't risk it.
Fair.
So, yeah, I nearly didn't make it to work this morning, which would have been
Oh,
really funny.
it's
Like,
like
yeah, I'm going to
playing
be late to
games.
work. Why? I ran out of fuel,
Mm.
which is the most embarrassing reason.
Not the worst. Not the
No, it's not
worst.
the worst. And to be fair, I did have a valid reason. I couldn't go out and get fuel because I was supposed to be isolating.
Yes.
Like the day of this recording is the first time I've been physically out of my flat
Mm.
for something other than a COVID test since Tuesday.
Yeah.
First time out of my flat since the COVID test on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I'm so happy to be out. I went for a walk. I did my 5,000 steps, and I was just like, this feels so good.
I'll tell you what, it does sound like, obviously, Talia had the bad roll. You somehow had a very lucky roll of the dice.
I mean, I got a bad roll with the isolation, but I got a good roll with the fuel.
Yeah. My God, that vehicle's probably got like a level up ability, like where it holds a reserve of fuel.
Yeah. Also, I know how to drive that car well enough to preserve fuel. Like, I've had this car for a couple of years. I've gotten pretty knowledgeable of how I can like drive it. But still,
Mm.
that's the lowest I've ever had my fuel in any of my
I was going
three
to say
cars.
that's quite a 1% is quite a
Yeah,
very
one.
unique number because it's like it's not the same like your phone where it's like 1% but then it lasts forever. Like 1% on a car tends to be get us fuel or you are screwed.
Yeah. So, and last time I had it down in the teens, it went from like
Mm.
18 to 9 in about 2 minutes.
Damn.
And I was bricking it that morning.
Mm.
But this time, down to 4 miles, down to 1%. Oh my God. Safe to say, it was not. It was not a fun drive this morning. I'm so glad I left a bit earlier so I could drive a bit slower and just like mind the fuel.
Mm. Oh God, yeah. Good thing you didn't get stuck in traffic, but that's the worst.
Well, that's the joy of working at 7:30 in the morning. There's
Mm.
generally not much traffic when I leave at 7
Yeah, so
or
usually
5 to
like either
7.
starting early or late is better because I remember when I used to join the vessels when I was still traveling at like the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock mark and getting caught in rush hour traffic going into a port is not.
No, it's why I prefer starting at 7:30 in the morning
Mm.
because it's really scary how quick things change. If I
Yeah.
leave my flat at 5 to 7, I get no traffic.
Mm.
If I leave my flat at 5 past 7, I
Yeah.
get loads of traffic.
Nice.
Generally,
Well,
generally because at 3 past 7, the tractor gets onto the main road and it just holds everyone up.
yes, which is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, and that road is like the main road to Thanet from Deal.
Mm.
Like it's the only way to get to Thanet from Deal.
Yeah, so it does sound like quite a few quite interesting like stories of misfortune, misadventure, and
Yeah. Have you
filling
got
up.
anything of late?
Apart from my start with like
Yeah,
the
apart from your
sleep,
sleeping.
my sleep pattern of doing, I was gonna say, other than that, it's been quite good. I mean, my cats seem to be okay. Loki, which tends to be the more like obviously his name gives it away, like he's mysterious, but in the daytime he's like nonchalant. It's his brother, which is like a open
Rad.
hassle. But no, because where I've not had a sleep pattern, I've been up all night. All I can hear is this mad sprinting across the area, and I'm thinking like, what is that? Is that Raz? Is Raz just got like batteries and he's just like running around? And then all you can start hearing is like things falling, and I'm thinking, oh, this does not sound good. And I thought, do I want to investigate? And I'd be like, maybe, and I thought it doesn't sound too bad. No, who's running around? Loki, and he's really gotten big. So he's like a little tank knocking stuff down.
Oh, bless him, bless
But you
him.
go in the
Bless.
room and he'll like think like it's not me. And like I just see like Raz in the corner, like looks like he's got a wild eye. And it's like he looks guilty, whereas Loki's just his mischievous way is just nonchalantly laying there looking up. It wasn't me.
But you got me on the counter. Wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Uh,
But no, it basically apart from like adventures of that and adventures in my games, not too much has happened this week. I mean, I would have thought I would have bounced back quite high into days after finishing a week and night. Turns out that's not the case, and my theory of a sleep pattern is non-existent.
oof, that's not fun.
No, but other than that, life's not too bad. I can't complain, and obviously, if anyone is watching this, I do recommend having a drink at some point.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I'm actually going to use a weird segue here.
Mhm.
You will talk about your cat Loki,
Yes.
and obviously at the moment on Disney Plus, there's the
Uh,
Loki series. Now I don't want to
mhm.
talk about that just yet because there's still 3 episodes to go.
Yes.
However, we haven't actually spoken about WandaVision or Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No, we haven't.
No, and I assume you've watched at least one of them.
I haven't caught up on a lot, but I know of a lot of more of the main things that have happened throughout it. So I know.
That's so vague.
Well, in other words, what I mean, I haven't watched the whole
Yep.
completion of it, but I know of the events that transpire and
Oh,
how they go.
no, it's better if you watch them. So obviously, I'm gonna call it by its proper title, but Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Hmm.
And okay, I should really say a spoiler warning if you haven't seen either shows.
Yeah, spoiler warning. We know
We need to put a
of
sound effect in, but
yeah.
we will work on that for future episodes. But spoiler warning for latest Marvel shows
Hmm.
because I feel like Mark and I, we discussed Marvel loads the last series, and we haven't mentioned it in episodes,
Yeah.
which is off brand for Mark because he's normally mentioning
I'm being good because I don't
Black
want to like
Widow
say
whenever he
anything to
can.
you about the latest Marvel stuff. So it's like I
Yeah,
want you to have a fresh
yeah.
canvas when you see stuff. So I've toned down on what I know of Marvel because I
Yeah.
don't know how much
But
Chris knows.
I don't know a lot, but I know what's happened in those two shows, and I am
Mm,
currently watching Loki and loving it. And I
mm.
love that it is canon that Loki is not only gender fluid but bisexual.
Well, yeah, I mean the
But
real
that's but
interesting.
that isn't but that isn't them forcing the gay agenda on things. That
No.
is legend, myth, canon. That is actually like that's very basic Loki because Loki in Norse mythology is kinky.
Oh God, yeah,
But
yeah.
let's
No,
not.
considering his, I could go into that, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's something for another day. That's
Yeah.
when we talk about Loki. But for now, let's go on to. We should go on to the earlier of the two. Let's go on to WandaVision.
Mm,
Because obviously, WandaVision takes place immediately after Endgame ends.
yeah.
From like my rough understanding, or maybe not immediately, but you know, it,
It any yeah, it has to take place at least after.
yeah, maybe not me, but a short period of time after. I reckon. I reckon it takes place sort of around the same sort of time as Far From Home.
I think it's within the same year, or it's
Yeah,
got to be within a year
it's got to be
after this.
around that sort of time
Yeah.
because obviously, it's, Pete, and obviously the Nick Fury scroll is with Pete, and he's not there dealing with Wanda.
Mm. Well, yeah, because Nick's up. in the sky
Yeah,
fighting.
but Skrulnik is with Pete, and I
Thing is,
reckon
though,
that
but then again, that one takes place. I think isn't that still before Endgame?
no, it's after Endgame because
Oh yeah,
he
no,
gets
yeah, because they
blipped.
come back. Yeah.
He gets blipped,
Um.
and
Yeah. So
obviously,
it's got.
yeah, this is a real spoiler warning territory here. We're gonna spoil a lot of things if you're not caught up on Marvel.
I think everyone at least on lockdown now has probably has caught up.
Yeah, if you're not
Well,
caught
we're
up
not to
now,
spoil it.
just skip forward or just accept the spoilers.
The
Sorry,
memes
not
will.
sorry. Because Endgame's been out a few years now.
Yeah.
Avengers have been out a good few months. We'll try and be as unspoilerable as possible, but I'm I'm gonna slip. I know I am. But
But
any
back to the top
back
subject.
back back to the topic of conversation. So obviously Vision is kaput. He died in Infinity War,
Yes.
and Wanda being all crazy magical makes Wonder Vision,
Hmm.
literally. But my favorite people were Wu.
Yeah.
Freaking love Wu. I love that he made a comeback.
Oh, I love his
Yes.
trick. Oh, I
I
love
love
the
the
trick
fact
that
he did the
Scott taught
magic
him.
trick to go,
Mm,
Agent Wu. Just like, yes, I
yes,
dig that. What an Easter egg to put
I
in.
know. It was
Like
good.
an off the cuff thing from Ant Man
Mm,
and the Wasp. Mwah. Um, I love the fact they brought back Kat Denning's character. I can't remember her name,
yes.
but it was good to see her again. Good.
Yeah. I would like. I think it's good that they've got those characters because they were supporting,
Mm.
but not. But now they've become their
Yeah,
own entity.
exactly. And her character had a lot of attitude and sass, which I enjoyed
Mm,
in Thor: The Dark World.
yeah.
Like, especially when she calls Mjolnir Mew Mew.
Hmm.
I've always enjoyed her character, and yeah, she brings a fair bit to the show. Um, the 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 Pietro incident was an
Hmm.
interesting twist on things, and someone's got somehow linked it to a Loki theory about the
It's
TVA.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I'm gonna say about it.
I know of
You you
I
probably
think I
seen
know
it on
of the
TikTok.
theory, and I know where something is potentially set. Potentially that might lead into another film, which I can't say because if I think this theory is right, it's going to
Yeah,
destroy
it's
Chris
just
in a
gonna.
way. Because
Oh no,
yeah,
I already know the theory because
oh right,
I
yeah,
watch all the Marvel theories on TikTok.
but it will be interesting.
It will be
But
interesting.
the interesting thing as well for people is this ain't the same Loki that you're used to dealing with, like the one from Ragnarok, because
No, no,
he
this
hasn't witnessed
this
this.
this is of the original Avengers Loki.
Yeah, this ain't even Dark Worlds where
No,
they
this is literally. If you've seen Endgame, this is Tesseract stealing Loki.
mm,
They're like, if you wonder where he goes, look, the Loki TV series is where he goes.
yeah,
And
and
I love the
it is
direction they're
interesting.
taking, but we're not talking about Loki now.
No.
No, we're still.
But we're saying like where the character goes, and the best thing is he's fairly ripe with everything that's like gone on. So he's you do
He's still
tend to see
processing.
his natural character how
Yeah,
he would progress.
I really can't wait to talk about it later this season. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
but WandaVision, I really enjoyed it. I
Hmm.
liked the twist, even though it was a little predictable. But I did enjoy the twist. I like that they didn't bring in Mephisto here.
Mm.
Or sorry, Mephisto. My bad. Uh, but I mean, I enjoyed the show. It was, and it was something I could watch without too much overthinking on a Friday morning.
Yeah, I
But the
get that.
show that I really enjoyed was Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I was gonna say they have got it was an interesting one,
Mm.
and I love the return
Like
of some characters.
I I enjoyed all the characters they brought in. I enjoyed
Mm.
the Bucky Sam dynamic. Bucky slowly became a favorite of mine.
Oh,
Sam
he's
is
on.
now a favorite of mine because they just nailed the show.
Mm.
Like, and like, and my favorite thing about it is that there was a creator on TikTok who said this is clearly about race at like early in the show, and then Marvel confirmed it, and he was so elated that he was right, but at the same time, he was in tears because a lot of the people who watched the video were, it's not about race. Don't be stupid, blah blah. Like they were shutting him down,
Mm.
and I'm so glad that Marvel clearly pointed it out. I went, no, no, this show is a large portion about race because, yeah, they're right. There was no way they, at that point, that the Americans would let Captain America be a black man.
Mm.
But he is, and
I mean,
rightfully so.
that's what was always good about even with like the comics, because it's like where the comics takes place, there were different people that took the mantle,
Mm,
but usually the most popular ones were it was going to be going in the way of Falcon was going to become it.
yeah, and they'll probably make what's his name the next Falcon. The Sam's assistant.
Maybe.
They did open it up for it to happen potentially.
As I said, it'd be interesting because because obviously originally, like everyone knows if you watch the films, Falcon did have a partner with the operation of like the jetpacks and did it, but unfortunately that person
Shot down,
perished.
which is
Yeah.
why Red Wing is called Red Wing because that's the name of his partner's. That's
Mm.
his partner's code name.
Yeah.
His
I mean,
partner's code name was Red Wing.
it is a good reminder. So yeah,
Mm.
potentially could do, but
It also explains why he's so attached to it.
hmm.
But no, I love. But Sam's development through the show, I actually quite enjoyed the concept of John Walker.
I
They
did because it was
like the
true.
actor did an amazing job.
Hmm.
I like,
Oh, you did such a good job. I
yeah,
think he
and you
got
could
hate
see
for it.
a lot of you know a lot of character comes from eyes and facial expressions, and
Hmm.
you could the actor's eyes throughout, like you could exactly see the mood that the character
Hmm.
is in perfectly, and that is props from me. I like eyes are a big thing for me. I think anyone who knows me, I'm an eye guy.
Hmm.
People are like a bug guy. No, I'm an eye guy. I like my eyes. I pay attention to
So
them,
it's
and
not.
his eyes were just
Yeah.
spot on for that role.
And I know he executed it well, and it is an interesting concept because it's where America has decided on someone, and it's like he wasn't evil as such, but he's got his own way of seeing justice. And
Yeah, and
if people are
the power
familiar with like,
corrupted him. The title and the
hmm,
pressure got to him.
yeah, and there is in like the comic universe, the Dark Avengers as well, where it's people are trying their best, but they're doing it in a different method.
Mm. Which I
Uh,
think they might be opening up for.
yeah, potentially like they've got the lineups. But that's the concept of what if someone was to change and with various affecting them, the pressures. Like the heroes as such, like Iron Man and that, were able to joke, but they were holding their own demons away. And
Mm.
that's what the show heightened. It was like you see so many events like that. How do you really cope with it? And there's only a few people do.
Mm. So yeah. So my one letdown with Captain America and the Winter Soldier was the end twist.
Hmm.
But other than that, I don't really have any gripes with it. Like, I feel like the end twist was a little too rushed.
Yeah, I think they wanted to make another season, so I think they wanted to try and end it now when they could kind of stretch it out with a new.
And I'll be down for another season of that show.
Hmm.
But I just wish they gave the build just a bit more build up to it,
Hmm.
like a couple more Easter eggs. Just
Um,
I feel
hmm.
like they've gone from point A to point D.
makes me wonder if they're going to do a film then, or maybe just.
But hey ho. But other than that, that is my only gripe, and I'm glad I didn't even say what it was. So, like, actually say.
I just love the return of the character because I was so looking
There's a
forward to
couple
it.
of good character returns,
Mm,
like, and both of them, like, I sort of knew they were going to bring back one of them,
mm,
but the other one was a pleasant, a pleasant enough surprise. Oh, and then the Wakanda scenes were, like the
mm,
flashbacks.
mm.
Oh, I love therapy was funny. And that's all I'm gonna say. Therapy was funny.
Understand.
People can put two and two together and make whatever they want with that
Mm.
phrase. But yeah.
But no, yeah, no, it's good, and the thing is, it's good to see that Marvel are doing well because it's like you look at the history years ago, everyone was like struggling, and then they bounced in with a good like their cinematic. And what
Mm,
I'm looking forward to is because they've become so big now, we're getting more interesting movies coming out or stories, and
there's yeah, I feel like we actually need to do some like random uh bar chats episodes, not bar casts, but actually our YouTube channel episodes on things.
oh, we do.
Talk. But I digress. We will get to that at some point.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, if you like our content, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi.
So, everybody, as we were talking about earlier on a stream we did with Chris, we have talked about streaming, and a few people have liked the energy that I do. So, there's more talks that me and Chris are having with the terms of our social medias and our platform of the BarCast with the likes of Bar Chats. So there is a lot going on, and Chris has been messaging me quite a bit because obviously with the isolation, it's we couldn't meet face to face doing it, which is different, even doing it through a camera. So Chris, I'm going to leave you to
Yeah.
diverge on what we were discussing.
Yeah, very. As you say about isolation, very
Mm,
briefly, the reason why this episode is recorded like this and not in person is because I thought I would still be isolating.
mm,
Not, but to be safe, I know Mark goes back to work in 2 days. I
yeah,
just wanted to make sure he was safe, so it's more of a peace of mind for me
yeah,
than
which I
anything else.
appreciate.
So
Yeah.
that's why. That's
Mm,
if I'm honest, I really want him here today because I could have done with a hug, but
mm,
I digress. Now, on to what Mark was saying about him streaming. Over the past couple of months, like I was doing really well stream wise. November, December,
mm,
I did my 2 6-hour streams. January, I did loads. February, I started my 3 a week streaming. I did that for about 2 3 months.
mm,
I'm gonna say 2.5. Then but at the end of February, my mental health took a hit.
mm,
And so during March, I was shaky at best, and I streamed because I had a schedule and not because I wanted to.
yeah.
Um, which isn't really fair on my viewers. So I went back down to 2 streams, which sensible. And with going back to work,
Hmm.
properly in the office where I'd be driving more, so I'd be less time at home.
Yeah.
I thought it was sensible to cut back. I felt like I was burning myself out. Now lately, I've decided I'm not going to upload to my YouTube channel anymore, Crispy Sings.
Mm,
So, and I'm actually removing the mantle of Crispy Sings from myself, or at
which is
least
quite a
like,
big development.
yeah, um, I'm probably not going to be uploading to the Crispy Sings YouTube channel anymore. However, I'm not stopping music. I'm still going to be the singer.
Mm,
However, I'm going to be doing music content every now and then on the Bar Chats channel.
mm,
Like, I've been doing singing for 5 years, and I'm not stopping now. I don't care if
no,
it's not taking me anywhere. I just want to do it.
mm,
And it's just more. and it's just easier if I direct all my attention onto one place.
Which makes sense.
Um, I'll probably stay Crispy Sings on Twitter
Mm.
because everyone knows me as that on Twitter.
Yeah.
But I'll be like directing more of my attention to the Bar Chats Twitter as well. Because
Mm.
over the past couple of weeks, I've barely tweeted at all.
I've tweeted a couple of things to keep
You
people
tweeted a
interested.
couple of things, and I tweet once in a blue moon. I've tweeted more in the past 2 days than I have in the past 4 weeks. I feel like.
Fair.
My website, I'm going to close.
Ooh.
So there's going to be no more blog posts posted on it. I might run a free blog site where I can, blog freely, but I'm not going to be actively paying for a website anymore. I'll probably just be
Fair.
blogging on Tumblr and just sharing
Yeah.
that post. Because I've got a Tumblr, and I enjoy using my Tumblr for it.
Mm.
Because the blog wasn't really for the people
That's
anymore. It
what
was
it
for
is.
me. It was more of like
Mm.
I did that this month. Oh yeah, I said I was going to do that this month. That's really
Mm.
useful. So it's more of a self reminder. And if people read it, power to them. Good for them. They know
Mm.
what I'm doing. um, but the big one is the Twitch update. I say
Yeah.
the big one, like me stepping away from my own YouTube channel should be the big one.
Mm.
But no, the big one is the Twitch update. I've had this thought for a while. Mark is in most of my streams,
Mm.
and people really enjoy Mark's energy and enthusiasm and the way he
Yeah.
talks. He's very Viking-y.
Mm.
Mark also plays a lot more games than I do, and he's also up at weirder hours.
Yeah.
So, whereas I'm sort of limited to the, work life because I work 7 to 5 most days, or half 7 till 5, Monday through Thursday. Um, I don't really, I don't really have the flexibility that he has on his week off.
Mm.
Like if Mark can't sleep at say 4 o'clock on a Thursday morning, it doesn't matter. He can just
Mm.
stream if he wants to, or he can go for a walk. And I like. Whereas if I can't sleep at 4 o'clock on a Thursday morning, I've got to do the best I can because I'm in work in 3 hours time.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
could,
I've got much more freedom in that sense.
yeah, until you're week at work.
Mm.
So what my plan is, what we've been talking about is I'm going to give Mark my username and login, or my login email and password,
Mm.
so he can log on to my Twitch via the streaming apps. We're gonna set him up, and I'm just gonna change Crispy Sings to CM Bar Chats. I already used the banner from Bar Chats as my Twitch banner.
I was just say, at the end of the day, we could just call it bar gaming or the barcade.
Yeah. Well, it'll just be CM Bar Games.
Hmm. Yeah, because that works quite well.
Yeah. And then we can just post highlights onto the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
And obviously, Mark's in my streams. If I'm up or if I'm available, I'll be in his streams.
Hmm.
Uh, if I'm just like talking, we can like moderate each other.
Yeah.
Keep things, because the good thing about Twitch is you can actually be open on several places.
Hmm.
So I can actually have the stream open on my phone and mod it
Yeah.
while he's gaming. And I've got a separate login anyway I use, which is like a bit more private.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can watch my streamers without Mark going, "Oh my god, who?" Like, I watch a lot of the Hermitcraft streamers,
Hmm.
and like if Mark's just logging in, he doesn't need all the notifications going. Joe Hills is live, Tango Tech is live, Impulse is live. Like he doesn't need those.
No,
So
because only me be live.
it will be literally Mark will be able to go on, and then the people on the followers list who are live will be people he or I will be raiding at the end of a stream.
Yeah.
So it'll be Yugoro TV, it'll be Litty, it'll be Sean and Sid, it'll be Mark Davis, who's a music friend of mine from Germany.
Hmm.
It'll be those sorts of things.
Yeah. I tell you what, do you know what my biggest worry is?
What?
When you got to say their names of people that subscribe and anything, because one thing that I have is my dyslexia really plays up when I read people's names. So if any of our viewers do watch any of these streams and I can't see your names, I so apologize, but I will struggle.
But this won't be happening until Mark's off the boats at earliest.
Oh
Like,
god, yeah, I
like
can't do on the ships.
yeah, Mark won't be streaming for half the year
Yeah,
because he'll be on the boat working and he can't stream then. When
yeah.
when Mark's at work, you'll get probably a minimum of 2 streams from me, and we're gonna work it from there.
Yeah, yeah, we'll work
for
around it.
for the subscribers I have, I hope you continue to support me, but now also support Mark. You'll be getting more content out of us, and honestly, I
Yeah.
think Mark's the funny one out of us too. So you'll probably get more enjoyment out of Mark. I'm more of the laid back. Mark is more the skull brother. For we shall fight and land in the
when it
glorious
comes to life,
battle and die for Valhalla. So
we'll have Among Us and like Carnage games, and
like if it's a joint stream, we'll probably like alternate. If it's like if it's Phasmophobia, it'll probably be better if Mark's the one streaming because he's a bit more gung ho. But if it's Among Us, it could be me because it's equally chaotic.
Yeah, for me in like the ghost thing, I'm more like, right, come on, square up ghost. We'll do the old 1-2-1-2.
Whereas I like watching the screen, watching the stats, and say I get. But hey, I will probably be screen recording a different way.
Yeah.
So,
it's not bad.
But that is the update, and that's a big update, and I'm glad I finally said it because it's been niggling at my brain for the past fortnight, and it was either this or I was just gonna quit, and I can't do that. I still want to do it,
but you don't want to be focused on one category.
Yeah, but it's just knowing that if I'm not in the mood, like especially like Valheim, if I don't want to stream, but like it's Valheim Day, Mark can host the stream and I can just play with him. As rude as that sounds, but and to be fair, when it's Valheim, you do the craziest shit anyway.
I mean, it's getting up close and personal while protecting you with your range.
Yeah, but that's what's occurring. But I think that's enough about that.
Mark, it is now time for Mark's question corner. Come on down, Crispy. It's down for the action. So, my question is, out of the 3 universe, well, it's the same universe, but out of the 3 areas, you've got the Loki setting of the season to be in, you've got the WandaVision season that you could be in, or you've got Captain America and Bucky. Which one would you like to be? Let's say a supporting character as such, like Wu would be.
Not WandaVision. Simply because I don't want my mind messed with and I don't want to be entrapped. I feel like no. So, and whereas Loki would be really fun to be a supporting character, like if it's a mainish supporting character. From what I know, that could be interesting. Depends like what side of supporting character I'm on, whether I'm part of the TVA or whether I'm hanging around with Loki the whole time. If I'm with Loki, I will be Loki because I really enjoy Loki at the moment. So at the moment, bearing in mind I've only seen half of Loki, and it's not due. No, we still got 3 episodes to come out, I think. So at the moment, it's Captain America and Winter Soldier, simply because I want to, see Sam and Bucky's banter. I just want to be there when he kicks people's ass and just
Hmm.
yeets the shield and just yes, yes. Also, when he stakes it to the media, I want to be there when he does that.
Fair.
What?
Fair, actually.
You haven't seen the show, so I can't ask. What about you?
Oh, mate,
Go
I'm
on.
working with Loki.
Go.
Hands down, I am working with Loki. And I would be supported, even if I was part of the agency, I would still support Loki in his adventures and what
Yeah.
he's
I,
achieving.
I'm not gonna say Loki until I've seen the whole thing because I don't know what's to come.
Oh, for me,
I've
when
heard
like
theories, and I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. Ask me again in 4 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever when I've seen the
uh,
whole thing.
for me, I'm working with Loki 100%. Uh, it would have then been, I would have then probably chose to work with Bucky, but I
Yeah,
think I would like to work with Loki for 100%. The
of course you do. It's
fun,
Norse.
yeah, and it would just be interesting because he has got a caring side. He just wants to find his place.
Yeah. Anything else?
So, question number 2: if you had to give up one of your sacred traditions or your favorite hobby, what would you give up?
Well, considering I've already done it once in my life,
Hmm.
I gave up pool.
Hmm.
Um, but if I had to give another one up,
I'll let you think about it because I made this question, so I'll answer it. It gives you enough time to go on it. So I can't give up gaming at all. That's the main thing of my life. I used to eat a hell of a lot of food because I used to become fat. So eating used to be
I've
a
made my
part-time of
decision
mine.
as well.
So I think I would have had to have probably given up more of the I have to eat to survive, but probably say where I used to do a lot of the pleasant cooking of desserts and stuff like I used to do. I
Patisserie.
probably give up that ability.
Well, I've already given up pool, but if I had to give up something else, it would be
Hmm.
gaming. No, no, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
I have 3 hobbies left. Right. I have
Mm.
gaming. I have music. I have scouts.
Mm.
Now, singing has brought me so much joy. Music. I love music too much. Music is too big a part of me.
Mm.
I I love being a scout leader. I've
Mm-hmm.
never had a bad week with being a scout leader.
Yeah.
The only time I feel myself getting pissed off is when I play games. So if I can cut out that negativity, that's fine.
You traitor.
Uh,
Traitor.
it does mean giving up Pokemon. That's going to be really hard.
As you say.
It's either that or I give up the songwriting part of my music.
Yeah, I can't see you giving that up.
So
I thought you were going to say cooking, to be honest.
I can't. I don't cook enough to call it a hobby.
Oh, yeah. Me,
I
I
cook
tend to.
myself dinner.
Right, yeah, I just tend to cook and everything and anything. And then I used to do
I
it
don't
as a
have to
hobby.
worry about giving up cooking because if I
Yeah.
want something fancy, I go see my friends who cook.
So true.
Like I didn't do drawing long enough to call it a hobby.
Yeah, I've not been doing it. Well, I used to. I
The
would have called it a hobby a long time ago, but I haven't done it for
Yeah,
years now.
and I can't really call going to the theatre a hobby because I haven't done it enough.
Uh,
If I could, I would say I'd stop going to concerts if I could
hmm.
because I've got music and I can, as long as I can still go to the theatre, that's fine. But concerts don't always do it for me.
Oh, fair.
Don't
Fair.
always. Like a couple of them were
Hmm.
good, but not amazing.
Aye. So, as you can see, folks, we have almost the thing of you have to give something up. Now, that's not always an interesting question because you've got to think because you're giving something up. It's not like you can reacquire it. Like cooking for survival is what I can do, but cooking like pleasant stuff like say pancakes and the likes of that, I would have to have given that up unless it was survival needs and that I couldn't.
That's
That would just
like you've only got like pancake ingredients.
no, nothing that's like leisurely or couldn't like have like sugar and lemon or anything to add to it.
Yeah. To be fair, if you only have pancake ingredients, you might as well just make scrambled egg.
Yeah, or change out for oil and make wraps
Yeah.
for survival.
But yeah,
So, folks, we are coming to the end of this episode.
we are indeed. Which means
And what comes up, like Loki's mischievous magic and me that's woken up on a sleepy mind today, is the end of the end of the episode, which makes the jingles appear.
And we know the story. We know that Mark introduced it, and I keep bringing it back.
I wasn't
and we
going
don't need to hear the story for the 25th time. But it's Mark's turn.
Oh,
So let's see what Sleepy Boy has for us. And no, I'm not letting him off the hook because he's a sleepy boy.
Hey, come on down to the BarCast, waking up with a smile on your face. The energy of us are welcoming you. Smile so big that the blues fade away.
Nicely improved.
Yeah.
Nicely improved.
Well, you know what? You would have heard it, but my God, did I mess up there? And I had to then just like 1 second of like say something.
I was just watching your face.
But folks, my face says it all.
That is all we have time for this episode. We're next back on the 17th of June, potentially with a guest. That is still TBD for us because, like a numbnuts, we've got to arrange it 4 weeks ago. Right. Well, I say we, that's kind of my job. But for now, have a drink, have a laugh. We love you from the bottom of our guts. And until next time, bye.